Morena, koutou, I hui hui mai nei I tēnei rā. Let's see what the tarot cards have to say for you today. Take what resonates, leave the rest for someone else. I'm loving the comments. Thank you all for taking time and sharing your wairua with me. Welcome to my new subscribers. It is so lovely to read energy for you, wairua for you. So yeah, keep that interaction. It's really felt, and it means that you'll be able to get more information because I'm picking up on your vibes. These are collective, okay? So take what resonates and leave the rest. Okay, so we've got 10 of Cups. We have the 8 of Swords in reverse. We've got the Unknown card in reverse. 10 of Pentacles. Paired with the Hanged Man. We've got the Wheel of Fortune. The 2 of Cups and the 8 of Pentacles in reverse. Yeah, I can really feel a sense of you prioritizing yourself under this full moon that we're coming under. The energy is warm. So you're a very warm person. You're warm at this time. You're warming up to different ideas I'm seeing. Oh, sorry. Warming up to new ways of doing things, particularly with a lot of your inner child healing. Yeah, the Hanged Man is about doing, I read it as doing something different in order to get results. You've been on a really womb journey. You've been restoring, relearning, resurrecting ancient parts of yourself. You've walked away from a lot of deep, deep sadness. Deep sadness, deep, I'm hearing people who did not appreciate themselves. You've walked away from people like that and that deep sadness. Yeah, and changed. But you have been just working on your identity. Some of you really need to try a little bit harder. I feel like that's a big part of that sadness. And understanding where you as a healer are creating the awareness, which is the boundary, for you to change the behavior in which you seek. You have the 10 of Cups and 10 of Pentacles. Very abundant energy. I'm also a very high vibrational, abundant person, right? Just personally myself. So you're going to be a person who's very secure. Utilize that. I feel like you put yourself in situations where you're not even believing in your full potential yourself. That's not going to be helpful for you in business. That's going to attract clients, collaborators, and you're going to go into communities and crowds. So you're going to self-invest in your business, and you're going to be working with people in the shadows, okay? So it's time for you to just be really aware of your ego in this space, because this could also be ego if it's falling on deaf ears, I'm hearing. It sounds kind of harsh. However, you are at the time of your High Priestess journey where softness is the only way forward into the divine feminine journey. Like, you can't claim to be this if you're continuously in this, right? Self-sabotage, self-inflicting pain onto yourself. This lady here will get sick, will get tormented. You will manifest in disease and dis-ease because of the self-inflicted pain that happens in this energy, okay? This wahine cannot succeed in the business, in the 10 of Cups, in the 10 of Pentacles, if you're continuously self-sabotaging, okay? We've got Judgment here. 7 of Pentacles. Beautiful. So there's this releasing that wants to take place. As you are rebuilding, you're planting new seeds and you're watching the seeds grow. This is a lot to do with the it's the reseeding and it's the re-sowing of the new foundation and the new harvest over the last couple of weeks, because I do tap into a certain collective. There's been a lot about fertility, about starting, about trusting the journey. We've got some tarot cards here, but I'm feeling really called to just bring in some human things because I'm very intrigued about what they want to talk about within this card. I always get more than I anticipate. What about this 7 of Pentacles? It's okay to be misunderstood. Spiritual protection is needed at this time. Let go of control. How can you love your ego more today? It's okay to be misunderstood. I feel like as you're shifting, as you're releasing yourself from things that hurt you in the past, you're forgiving, that you're learning how to love your dark a little bit more, but it's not accepting bad behavior, okay? There's a big difference in that. The more you accept the actions of others are not a reflection of how valuable you are, the deeper the inner child healing. Okay, so that's just detachment from your things that make you, like if you don't have a certain thing or person or you haven't acquired it, you're not whole. You're whole all on your own self. Plug out, top of the deck. Okay. So we do have the 10 of Swords. Okay, so while all of this is going on, there is a very softness about this energy. Yeah. Your ability to forgive those who hurt you is healing generational wealth in your whakapapa. So the generational wealth is because you're healing the lines. You're healing from the portals of the whenua, of the earth, of the inner realms, inner landscapes, and you're learning this through the generation, right? Generating, and then we have the regenerating and the regeneration of the wealth in your whakapapa, because you're reclaiming it. Today is a very significant day for my ancestors, actually. It's Parihaka Day is what they call it in Taranaki, which is where I'm from. And this is a remembrance day for the devastation that happened to the iwi, to the tribes of where my ancestors were. And when the government raided Parihaka, which was a peaceful, it was a papakainga, so it was a village, but it was not fortified. I don't know what that word is. So it was peace. There were no guns, there were no weapons. They went there because Taranaki got absolutely devastatedly colonized. So the regeneration of your wealth, for me personally, that would be being able to buy land back and setting up a papakainga there for my whānau. A papakainga is a place where you're like self-sustained. You also would school there on your whenua, and your children would grow up on the land, and that's one way of generation. But also in this day and age, assets, people want to claim a lot of things. I know I'm getting a little bit off topic, but obviously this seems really relevant. So again, take what resonates and leave the rest for someone else. But these are the important things. Wealth is not just luxury. Wealth comes from being smart, being very strategic in your masculine, and being deeply guided by tohu, by signs, by ancestors, by things that you can control. But it's that deep understanding of who you are and where you come from, right? So important. So important to know what type of people are in your whakapapa, so you can clear and start anew. Come into a new sense of who you are. If you can't know, then there's a reason for that. There is a reason as to why you don't have the answers that you seek. And we humble ourselves throughout that journey, because it just is what it is. You can't get caught up in the ego of the Six of Wands, about standing up on stage. This has been the example, this has been the template, particularly because you are a healer. It is so important that you are treating people with kindness, because that's your intention, okay? Anything shadowy that you're presenting and you're holding on to, worries, doubts, anxieties, they are all channels for outside energy to come in to your space. So that is why we protect our auras. That is why we don't think about people in nasty ways. We always allow people to have a soft approach so you can make an informed choice, because the reality is when you also reached this high level of being seen, right? And that's where you are headed. You want to be seen in your business. You want to be seen by other women that you aspire to be. You have to be that woman first, okay? Because the reality is, if you are looking to be in a place where you think you're out of the league, you're going to take the darkness into the light. Yes, that is the point, but it's not the point to inflict pain onto others. That's why the shadow work journey is so important. You take care of this. That's the initiation into being the unknown. It literally says it on the card, like the unknown. You getting really, really aware of yourself, speaking to your ancestors, finding out who you are, and listening. I see now that I'm looking at this card, the Eight of Swords, there is this listening. Let's have a look what you're listening to. By the way, if you would enjoy me tapping into you and channeling some messages, I am offering readings and you can purchase one from the bio in my Instagram. I also offer coaching calls. I'm just creating some new offerings because I am going to be offering online tarot readings, so I can actually read for you on the live, like one-on-one. So that's going to be closely priced to my coaching calls, which are $333. Okay, we've got the World. So where are you with your spiritual things? What are you moving through? I feel like you are moving through discouragement. You're finding out for yourself how much dedication it takes towards getting up again after you think you've failed. That's so beautiful. That's very, King of Wands. That's very King of Wands. I feel like with your wairua, in your shadow work and your shadow mahi, you're coming into your action-based version of yourself. Be soft. Allow time and space within your home, around your children, taking care of your property, taking care of the inside of your house, right? So allowing you as someone who works for yourself, self-employed healer, doing the wairua, let that wealth come in and manifest the space that makes you feel the most soft. Command money to do that for you, okay? I feel like this is what you're learning within the King of Wands, because you're standing on business. Okay. Working and moving through a lot of the judgment, but the human reality of yourself. Yeah, you're definitely not judging yourself as hard, and that's going to really, it's actually your shadow work that you're moving through, and it's all going to make sense very soon. So we've got the Ace of Cups and the World. Ace of Cups, I'm just hearing potential, potential, potential. So being in that void, in that duality, being in the stillness, and then we've got the World, and that's in the fullness. So moon rituals, moon ceremonies, this full moon, very important for you to take time under it to nurture yourself, particularly if you're bleeding, if your equator, your period has synced with this moon. I've been syncing with the full moon for many moons. You're very protected. Your business is really protected. This potential that you've been in, I feel like you're in your glow up. So your discipline is, you're coming into your fullness of that. You're coming into your bloom. People really know you to be, actually, I feel like you want to be known as being soft. So how are you going to achieve that? I'm hearing don't be so specific on your dreams. Allow yourself to surrender to the unknown more. You don't have to label everything. I feel like this is a part of you being like hyper fixated on being right. You can't be right all the time. You need to humble yourself. Because you can't be soft and hard, but live a soft girl era. And if you want to really practice that in your business, then you have to go to the depths of understanding it because you feel it within yourself, not just, oh, I'm going to learn this and I'm going to get really good at regurgitating information, and I'm not actually going to be an active and alive participant in that particular modality or event that you're holding. You have to be the example of the potential. And it doesn't matter what anyone else says. Okay? So really, really hold off on the judgment of yourself. I feel like that's something that is going to really benefit you. We've got the Seven of Cups. We've got Te Wheke, which is all about living and having a balance in your whole goddamn life. This is marriage. This is the self-care. This is the creation energy, the death energy, the rebirth energy. This is your whānau. This is your bloodline, your whakapapa. Spending time in nature. Living, like having fun. Knowledge, wisdom, growth. So where your self-investment comes in to help your business, because every business owner has to self-invest. It's a continuous row because self-healing never stops. It is just a part of our life when we are regenerating the generations. So be kind to yourself. Make sure that you are in body, so you are being alive, being an active participant in your life, understanding what you're giving, and you're not just living in a fantasy world. Okay, that's going to really help you. And that's why we do Hot Goddess Habits. That's why we spend those mornings getting up early before the kids, that is why we do those little upgrades in the glow up, because those become the tools that assist you through moving through all of this. Okay, I love you. I hope you have a beautiful day or night whenever you are watching this, and I will see you again very, very soon. Ka kite anō.